One of the questions I got so much was how I kept my hair looking so good through my entire trip on my honeymoon, and this is the exact routine. So like wedding day, honeymoon, fall, this is what I've been doing.
What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel with your main girls, Mel
and Amanda.
After last week's video where I shared my bridal trials for Amanda's wedding, so many of you wanted to see how we did the bride's hair, and so that's what we're gonna do in today's video. Plus, this is your fall routine. This is your updated routine that you have been doing.
I have been using this routine since my wedding day. I'm also gonna answer all of your questions and share all the details about the wedding and my honeymoon. So if you're interested in learning more about that, definitely keep on watching.
Which I'm so excited to share, so let's get to it. All right, brides, bridesmaids, whoever's watching, one of the most important steps to start with your routine is actually the washing. So Amanda, what did you wash your hair with? And sorry, just before you continue, I'm gonna start with the prep. I'm gonna apply our first product, which is a light primer. We started light because we didn't want to weigh down the hair for the wedding day. And so while I'm putting in this prep, we're gonna take it back an even further step, and Amanda will walk you through her wash day products because the shampoo and conditioner is very important.
Very important. And when I was picking my shampoo and conditioner, I wanted two things. Something that was going to cleanse my hair really well and leave a lot of shine to it. Also create a lot of bounce and hydration. Sorry, that's more than two things. That's a lot of things. I needed a lot of things on this day. It was very, very important. So I needed all those. Plus, I wanted something that had a very nice and pleasant scent. Something that wasn't too strong. Something that just had very clean scent. And so I went with Olaplex's number 4 and number 5 Bomb Maintenance shampoo and conditioner,
which is also great for your color.
Exactly. So that's what I chose to wash my hair with for the wedding and what I washed my hair with today.
So now that I've applied her primer, Amanda's been using both a cream and a gel. And I'm gonna show you how I applied these things because we did some fancy styling. In order to make Amanda's curls look literally picture perfect, we did a lot of finger coiling as well as finger rolling. So you'll get some close-ups of how we achieved that. And I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna make sure that all of these products are thoroughly distributed. It's so important that each hair is properly saturated on the head because that's when we get frizz. That's when the curls do not last.
And I also want to mention that we did style my hair the night before my wedding. Now you could do this the day of your wedding, but we chose to do it the night before because my wedding was very early in the morning.
Very early in the morning. We had an 11 a.m. church and a 5 a.m. call time. Me and Amanda were up. We had a beautiful slumber party the night before. We were up at 4. It was so much easier to actually set the curls the day before. That way the day of, all we had to do was clip it up. So I'm going in with the next product. This is the Aveda Botanical Repair Bomb Building Styling Cream.
I have been obsessed with this cream.
Me too. It's in my hair.
So good.
Every time we use it, the curls are just bouncier, juicier, chunkier than ever, which is exactly what we love.
It's a beautiful fragrance as well. It's got like a very botanical, if you've ever smelled Aveda, it's a classic Aveda scent. So I love the fragrance that's in here. And the way it makes my hair shine and bounce, I definitely notice a difference when I'm using this cream. And I've tried a lot of different products. So that's why we chose to use this and why I've been using it ever since.
And again, that works in both of our hairs. It's in my hair right now too. I actually need a little bit more, please. Thank you. Your hair feels incredibly soft.
I know.
It's incredibly soft right now.
I know.
That's the Olaplex.
That's the Olaplex. I feel the softness when
you didn't do a mask. You just did the shampoo and conditioner.
My hair feels so good when I use that line.
I know.
I can feel it when I'm shampooing that it's already so soft.
Because I did K18 my last wash, we're talking to each other in the mirror here. I did K18 my last wash, so I didn't use a conditioner, but I detangled my hair. I did the Olaplex shampoo, and I detangled with the shampoo.
It's very hydrating.
Breaking rules, but
it's a very hydrating shampoo. It's really nice.
Yeah, with a wide tooth comb, I gently detangled my hair with the shampoo. And okay, next I'm gonna be going section by section to apply Amanda's stylers. Not just apply her stylers, but we're also defining the curls now. So moving on up, I'm gonna turn Amanda around just a little bit so you can still see her face, but you can also see me applying. Very important, we are using a stronghold gel. This is the Curlsmith Curl Defining Styling Souffle, and Amanda has been using this in her routine for years, like
4 years.
4 years now?
Since I started using Curlsmith, yeah.
And it works extremely well in humidity, year-round, really.
Year-round.
And
I
because
bring
this
with
was
me on vacation and everything.
Because this was a fall wedding and it was actually forecasted to rain, it was raining the morning of, turned into a stunning day. but it was raining. This works so well in whatever humidity because it has such a strong hold. So this is the product that we use and are going to continue to use probably to infinity and beyond. Amanda loves it. So I'm applying this and I'm really smoothing this through. And I know Amanda gets really frizzy right under here, right around her hairline. So I really make sure that I focus and that this product gets all up in there so I can properly shape the curls and lay down any of those frizz and flyaways that she has in that area. I'm gonna brush that through. And then for majority of her head, we use the Denman brush to define. Defining the curls can be done in a variety of ways. This is one that is not only extremely effective, but also time saving. We do my ribbon curl technique. I make sure that I really get great tension at the root and I press my hand along the spine of the brush to really smooth all the product and smooth down frizz and let that go straight. Basically is how it looks, but we give it a little wiggle. From here, I can give a couple curls a little finger coil just to make sure that they are sitting right. But we actually didn't do this on the entire head. Finger coiling, that is. If we finger coiled and really defined every curl just like this, she would look a little flat. And we wanted to encourage some natural volume. So where she has those trouble areas, I did finger coil. I made sure that the curls around the face and the top were perfect. But in between, we just did our regular Denman brush styling. That way we got the best of both worlds. The curls still looked phenomenal, but still in their natural state with good volume. So yeah, I think we're caught up. I'm gonna, work up the head of Amanda. And Amanda, why don't you tell us about the honeymoon? Or let's start at the wedding day.
So a lot of you were asking me how the day went, how I'm feeling, if anything went wrong. And I will just say that the day was absolutely perfect.
It genuinely was.
It was amazing. Like, I think that it was more than I could have ever imagined it would be. I truly can't think of anything that went wrong, which is, I'm so blessed to be able to say that.
Besides a few wardrobe malfunctions of my own.
For me, in my eyes and in Joe's eyes, there was not one thing that went wrong. Everything was absolutely perfect and above and beyond what we could have imagined. So we're so grateful for that. A lot of you also asked me, what would I have done differently going back? This is a very interesting question. The only thing that I can think of that I would change going back is going to another church that had a time that was available beyond 11 a.m. Because unfortunately, the church that we got married at, we did a traditional Catholic wedding ceremony. The only time slot they had available that day was 11 a.m. Ideally, I would have loved a 12:30 p.m. ceremony, but like anything else, there was pros and cons to having it that early. The morning was a little bit rushed. However, because the ceremony was so early, Joe and I had a lot more time to take photos and spend time together. So that is something that I really appreciated. And it helped the day go by not as quickly, I find. Because
you got to make use of the entire day.
Although the day went by really quickly, it didn't go by ultra quickly because of that.
Unfortunately, the party felt like...
the party portion flew.
I wish I could have partied all night.
I know.
But then again, it was perfect. Okay, wait, can I interject? Amanda's gonna go into more stories. But really quickly, while I'm starting around her face frame, I'm gonna start to show you what we did around her hairline. In order to achieve the stunning hairstyle that we did, I took about an inch around her hairline and I used some of these prong clips. And we focused around her hairline to do some pin curls. Now I was taking about 1 to 1.5 inch size sections, about an inch back from her hairline, and you'll understand more why once we put her hair in the finished style. But I made sure that I over directed and brushed all the hair forward towards her face, and then rolled up the curl with the finger rolling technique, and then pinning it to her hairline away from her face. That's where I did the majority of the work. Everything behind that, I continued with my ribbon curls and maybe the odd finger coil as needed, if I saw a wonky curl. But Amanda's wedding prep, like her hairstyle has really been in full effect for years. We have been getting Amanda's hair healthy for years and years. We did her color a few weeks ago and we do have a video on that as well. And all these little things led us to where we were today and how we achieved our hair for the wedding day, which, oh my God, we didn't mention the night before the wedding when Amanda actually sat in my chair for us to sit and start styling. It was 8 p.m. We should have started earlier. She sits down, she had just washed her hair, and I'm looking at it and I'm like, Amanda, we have to do a toner. It was very impulsive. She was a little reluctant because it's like, we gotta do color right now. Like there was just so much going on, but I looked at her color, and because we actually used extensions in Amanda's hair on the wedding day, they had to match. And I was looking at how her color had faded out, and because she had gone from quite blonde, naturally, yes, it faded. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, the extensions are not gonna match. Amanda, we have to do what we have to do. So we took an extra 20 minutes just to apply a toner all throughout, just to give it that richness, that chocolatiness back. And it did just the trick.
Oh yeah, it did.
It
My
was
hair
perfect.
looks so
Can
good.
you imagine if we didn't do that? Not only did it refresh the color, it also added a ton of shine.
It did.
And then your color looked amazing all throughout your honeymoon as well.
Exactly.
So we needed to do what we needed to do, but
needed
it was
to be done.
it was a last minute thing, and it was stressful. Yeah, the pressure was on. It was just, I just did a glaze, like one color all over her head, so nothing crazy. But that is the reality, you know? It's not just a one-day thing, you know? But it was all worth it.
Actually, that makes me think of another interesting question that I got, and that was how I picked my wedding dress and eventually my wedding hair. So I always knew that I was gonna wear my hair curly for my wedding day for many reasons. Number one, I wanted to look like myself, obviously more elevated than I do on my everyday, but I didn't want to look back at pictures and look like someone that I don't look like every single day. So wearing my curly hair was really, really important to me. And initially, I was actually looking at a lot of bedazzled dresses. That was like my main inspiration. I loved a lot of sequins and beading.
We're talking bling to the nines, pearls.
Lots of
Amanda loves
I
the
love pearls.
She's a pearl girl.
When it came to trying on dresses, they were all stunning, but I wasn't getting that feeling. And honestly, it wasn't until I tried more simple gowns on that I realized that a lot of these dresses were just too overpowering for me. I felt like combined with the hair and the over bedazzled dress, it was just too much. There was just too much going on. And I started really leaning towards more simplistic, classy, timeless pieces.
Which worked out in your favor.
And just to tell you a little bit of backstory on how I actually found my dress, I initially actually said yes to a separate dress before saying yes to the first ceremony gown that you guys saw me wear. My gown was from Ines de Santo, and at the time that I said yes to my first initial gown, they hadn't yet launched their 2023 collection. Long story short, 1 month later, they told me to come back in, try on the 2023 collection.
Just in case.
Because at this point, there was still more than a year until the wedding. So before we went to try on the collection, Mel and I were browsing it online, and there was this one dress. It was so close to my style that I actually didn't even want to try the gown on. Thankfully, Mel forced me to do it anyways, and I'm telling you, in the change room that they were dressing me in, there was no mirrors, nothing that I could see myself in, but as soon as the stylist put me in that dress, I just thought to myself, this is it.
Wow. Oh, shit. Oh, God, Amanda.
Oh my god, this is stunning.
Oh, no.
As soon as I walked out, Mel gasped for air. I could tell by her reaction that it was the dress.
Like,
and then my mom there wasn't one bad thing she had to say about it. She just absolutely loved it.
Which says a lot.
So
she usually has something to say.
I said yes to the dress. And I'm so glad I did. I love the dress. I think it's so timeless, unique, and classic. And I'm really, really happy with my choice.
And once we saw it, we actually had her hair. We were doing some trials. Every time Amanda had a dress fitting or she was looking for dresses, we had her dolled up. She tried, nice makeup so she could see, kind of envision what it would look like on the wedding day. And even her hairstyle we were doing. So we actually had her hair in the style that we thought, was a trial, was a potential style that we could do. We did not know at the time that we were going to make it the wedding style. We only decided, fully decided on this look a couple weeks before, but it was just perfect.
And every time I went to the boutique to try on my dress, to do fittings, I wore my hair in a potential style that I thought I would like. And that's how we narrowed it down and figured out what exactly I wanted to do for my hair.
And now we're here recreating it for you. As you can see, I am still just going along her head, now along her hairline with these finger rolls. And then once I reached the top section, I took each subsection back. We wanted to make sure there was a lot of volume in the top and in the crown because we did apply a mini crown, a tiara-esque type of headband, if you will. Also, a very last minute accessory.
Mel actually found it on Etsy and it was like $40. It was actually very inexpensive and it was stunning. It was perfect. I will make sure to link it if anyone's interested in purchasing it for themselves. It was from a very small business owner on Etsy, and I think they did a great job with it.
We're just happy it came in on time because it was, again, a very
It was
last-minute
literally
decision.
a week before the wedding. We had nothing to put in my hair yet.
I mean, that wasn't the only thing that was a little last minute. I had my own, like my final fittings for my dress just the Wednesday before the wedding. So my dress, if I could talk about myself for a second, a moment for the maid of honor. A moment for the maid of honor. That dress was chosen by Amanda many months ago when we found it. But of course, I left the alterations until maybe a little bit late. And based on my sizing, because I'm two very different sizes on my body, it fit me just right on the hips, but very large on the tits. So unfortunately, the dress needed a lot of work and I had to redo all of the beautiful kind of draping that the dress had, part of the reason why I loved it. So after many alterations and getting it just right, of course, the dress would break on me at the church when I was fluffing Amanda's dress, which is fine. Listen, it doesn't matter about me anyways, but it was a bit of a bummer. I then had to sew my dress together later on in the day, but I think I did an okay job considering the crisis that I myself was in. And it actually broke twice. Yes, after I poorly sewed it back together myself, it broke again when I was pulling together Amanda's second dress. Amanda, bring us to dress 2 because...
Yeah, a lot of you asked why or how I chose the second dress. I actually was not intending at all to purchase a second dress.
You didn't want to take your first dress off.
I did not want to I couldn't even imagine taking off my first dress. But what happened was, Inés de Santo decided to launch their Spring 2024 collection, and I saw this gown on Instagram and I said to myself, I need to wear that. I need to wear that on my wedding day. I need to party in that dress on my wedding day. I need to cut the cake on my wedding day in that dress. And I just knew it was perfect. So in August, we went there. I tried the gown on. I knew immediately I needed it. So they ordered and made the dress for me so that I could have it literally 2 weeks before my wedding. And ultimately, I'm super happy that I decided to do this because it was very difficult to dance or move my arms in the long sleeves, especially because of the cut. I was scared I would rip the gown underneath the arms here, so I'm really happy that I did change. And my first dress was actually heavier than my second gown. My second gown was extremely light and easy to move in.
It was feathery.
It was feathery.
If you will. Also, by the time you were ready to change, your first dress was a little destroyed.
It was, again, it rained that morning and we were taking photos outdoors. We were at a golf course, so everything was a little damp, a little moist. I'm happy that I got to change out of it and very thankful. And then the last question about the wedding, and we can just wrap up this hairstyle here because I'm sure a lot of you are just here for that. Not all of you are here to hear about my wedding.
I'm here for the wedding. We're here for the wedding content, sister.
To answer your questions about the honeymoon, besides all the questions about what I brought on my honeymoon to style my hair, is literally all these products that I had here. Besides my shampoo and conditioner was different. So besides that, this is the routine that I used. So that's how I kept my hair looking really good on my vacation. So I actually chose to go to South Africa for my honeymoon. A lot of you guys asked why I chose South Africa.
Why not?
This has just been a trip that Joe and I have been wanting to do since like many years ago. We are both huge Lion King fans. I mean, our first dance was Can You Feel the Love Tonight by Elton John. So like it was an experience that we could do together that's very unique and is just, again, very true to what we like. So that's why we settled on South Africa. Also the time of year, because we got married in November, we really liked the fact that Africa was warmer. They're actually in spring headed to summer, so we could enjoy the warmer weather. Also, it's a great time of year to go on safaris because the animals are still very active. That's why we settled on South Africa. I'm so glad we did. The trip was absolutely incredible. In my opinion, it was the perfect honeymoon location. We did so many things, from exploring Cape Town to the wine lands, because South Africa is very well known for wine. They actually have over 5,000 wineries that you can visit there. From Cape Town, we flew to Zimbabwe, where we were really interested in seeing Victoria Falls, which is one of the 7 natural wonders of the world. It was absolutely incredibly beautiful. From there, we flew back to South Africa and we went to the Kruger National Park and did our safaris. So there was a lot of adventure, a lot of relaxation, a lot of exploring. It was just perfect. So for those of you wondering if I enjoyed South Africa, that is your answer.
just to answer what I'm doing in the front here to finish off this styling, I gave Amanda a bit of a soft part. Yes, the hair was going back and it was a headband, but she did still wear it kind of slightly off to the side. So I just put in her part and now I'm gonna finish up these final finger rolls. Then we scrunched Amanda's hair to really encourage the curl and bounce. And then we diffused. Before she went to bed, we made sure the hair was 100% dry, because if she went to bed with it damp, then it would get squashed and misshapen, and we wanted to really set properly. So we of course diffused, really made sure that we got in this front halo of the pin curls. Beware that they will take a little bit longer to dry, but that's okay. Just hover diffuse, and then if you want to encourage the bounce, scrunch the ends. So come morning time, the hair is dry and we are ready to dress up our bride. My hands are cold, but things are about to heat up here. I'm gonna pull back all of this hair. We're gonna come back to it and we're gonna focus on the face frame, gently letting down all of the pin curls that we put in place.
Whoa, look at that bounce. Wow, stunning.
I mean, the point of this
is to look like George Washington.
Right, but the point of this was so that we could really define the face frame here. The rest of the curls get tucked away and hidden anyways. So now that we have that done, I gently fluffed, and you could definitely, totally, absolutely, as we did, add some volumizing powder to the root here. But honestly, I don't want to put too much product in Amanda's hair right now. But volumizing powders are super effective at adding some grit to the hair. They really help to fluff out the whole section. And so it's great for styling, especially when you want to hide the root. I'm just going to gently comb. You could also back comb, so tease this area ever so slightly. And now we can begin gently pinning. Then for the back section, we of course wanted to soften out the style as well as add an extra layer of protection from humidity. So we went in with a hair oil. This is the Ghost Oil. So I'm gonna take a pump of this. We did lots of fluffing. We added hairspray. X marks the spot. This created an anchor for her veil to go in so it wouldn't fall during the ceremony. I'm sure that's happened to somebody out there. We've seen it. It's very unfortunate. And it wasn't gonna happen on my watch. Now, of course, you don't actually use silver bobby pins. You want them to mask, but just for visual.
Now, we don't have my exact headpiece, but we're just gonna have to put this one on for now.
This is a makeshift that Amanda actually wore to one of her fittings before we got the hairpiece. And it's cute. I mean, it still just fits right behind the face frame that we had created, that you can fluff as much as you want. It's just so that the hair isn't too tightly pulled back. It's super soft, super romantic, really beautiful.
That's also one thing that I really wanted. I wanted my hair down, but I didn't want it on my face.
Yeah.
So
it looks so good.
Lisa, I'm gonna punch you.
Okay, Amanda's done with me, and we're just about done with this style. And this was how we created the look. Now, we did have hair extensions that we added, and if you're looking for extensions that we use and recommend, I'll put the link in the description box below. But even without the extra hair, Amanda looked spectacular. And I mean, for a bridal style, super easy, simple, elegant, but the curls and her face are on display.
I did actually consider in the itinerary for the day to do a hair change along with my dress change.
I was prepared.
But my hair was literally perfect. There wasn't a hair out of place. It lasted so well, so I kept it down.
And there you have it. Curly hair on a wedding day, looking amazing. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support throughout Amanda's wedding journey. We have shared many bridal trials on this channel, as well as over on Instagram and TikTok. We'll put the links to where you can find more videos in the description box below, and also where you can find some more of the products that we had used. And until next video, this has been your main girls, Mel
and Amanda,
and we're out. Peace. Hit it, hit it. No! Mew.
You're annoying. I'm done with you. Don't pin it so much right now.
I'm not, you idiot.
Melissa, I'm trying to show the camera.
Yeah, I'm trying to show the camera.
Don't put the crown. Nobody wants a crown.
We're gonna say that you obviously had a headband, not a crown.
Melissa, the crown is so ugly. It's so ugly, Melissa. It's so ugly. Get this off my head.
You look regal. It's your fault that we don't have your hairpiece.